I am Christopher Chesley. I am a solution architect at GreenPages. Today I wanted to share to you my thoughts on the journey to the new IT. I don't think anybody who's working in IT right now will argue with me when I say that there is a journey to a new IT. The IT that I started with, I'm not going to tell you when, was very rigid, said no a lot, was really focused around applications and SQL and delivering things out like that, and it really wasn't about the end users. End users were an annoyance, that kind of thing. In the new IT, from what I've seen, it centers around the user specifically. It's on getting the right applications, the right data to the users so they can access it anywhere, anytime, and do their job. It's not tied to a physical location or even a particular device anymore. So the journey to the new IT has been phenomenal, and I think is just really getting started. As I mentioned, users are the new focus. So it's not really about Exchange or Outlook anymore. It's about getting the user's email from any device, whether it's an iPad, an Android, desktop, virtual desktop, it doesn't matter. The point is that user now has access to everything they need regardless of where they are. And that's the focus of the new IT. It's all about saying, yes, I can, and figuring out ways to get it done. The second part of the journey to the new IT is that virtualization is now a commodity. Virtualization has undeniable benefits where you take server resources, memory, CPU, network, and storage, and you essentially make better use of them. Instead of being allocated 10 or 12% of that physical server being used, it's now 70, 75. But now that you've done that, now what? The virtualization is a commodity. It's kind of like the old high school diploma. It's kind of the entry level to what you need. Now that you've virtualized, you need to do more with it. I can't take a physical server, turn that into a virtual server with the same resources, and call that good. You need to tune that VM. I don't need 6 cores and 24 gigs of RAM on a file server. I can then tune that to the right level, and there's software by Veeam, by CA, by vkernel, by VMware, the vCenter Operations Suite, that will look at your environment and help you tune your virtual machines so that they are allocated right and you make the best use of what resources you have. The other part of that is capacity. I need to be able to quickly troubleshoot any problems I have. So IT users right now, admins, don't have time to look at every VM, every metric, queue latency, IOPS, CPU ready, all the rest of that. They need to rely on a software package to look at every VM, every host, every metric all the time, and raise its hand and say, here's what you need to be looking at. So you can really know what's happening and solve the problems quicker. The third part of the journey to the new IT is cloud. The most overhyped, overused word. I have a lot of clients, and I'm actually one of, not a client, but I'm a person who thinks if anybody mentions cloud to me one more time, I'm going to pop them in the head. But that doesn't mean you can ignore cloud and what it is and what it does and how it can help you. So part of the new IT is, again, access to anything you need, anytime, from anywhere. And a lot of our clients are thinking, I don't want to run Exchange. I don't want to run SharePoint. I don't want to run my web server. I have no need for that physical server here. I can safely put that at another location in the cloud, and they can run it better than I can. I can save money, easier to manage, all of that. So the cloud is going to be a huge part of the new IT. And I personally think we're just getting started. I don't think the cloud is going to mean 2 years from now or even a year from now what it means today. Many of our clients are starting to take those first steps into the cloud, whether it's Office 365, whether it's a web server, whatever that is. So I think you're going to see more and more clients running some of their items in the cloud. I personally don't think you're going to run everything in the cloud. There's still things you need to run internally or want to protect for confidentiality, that kind of thing. But the hybrid cloud model is going to be the way forward in the journey to the new IT, and you have to accept it or get steamrolled by it. The thing that makes the new IT possible is better technology. The Intel processors, AMD processors, virtualization, the desktop brokers, flash technology, solid state. are infinitely better than they were, and it just keeps getting better and better. So the new technology is allowing us to do things that we never had the ability to do. I mean, a solid-state drive with 25,000 IOPS, arrays with 250,000 IOPS. That's going to allow us to do things that weren't possible and allow us to reach the new IT. So the new technology is something that we need to leverage intelligently to make your job better, to make your life easier, and again, it's all about the user. The new IT is access to anything, anywhere, anytime, on any device. And what I recommend is working with partners such as GreenPages to make sure that you use the right technology in the right ways to, again, give your users the access they need to get what they need done.